So when I see videos like this,
No fucking way. Yo, crazy.
he looks pretty big, right? You see the Latoris maximi. I don't think that's the actual term for your lats, but you see it there. He's got a little scapular winging going on. You see his coach, who's a Trapezosaurus Rex beside him. He's enjoying his time off and everything. He's always been very muscle-bound, but he just looks so top-heavy, shoulders broad.
What would you prefer? Would you take the money fight with McGregor, or would you take the UFC title fight?
I mean, bro, I feel like the title shot would be there no matter what, you know what I mean? So you got to take the money fight when you can, you know? I think both of it is money fight, but McGregor is McGregor, you know? You'd be stupid as hell not to fight him.
Do you think he could make 55 still, though? That's the question.
I don't know, bro. I mean, you've been seeing him. You've been looking yoked, stacked, so we'll see what happens.
I want a 4th round finish. I don't want any early knockout, because then there's ifs, buts, maybes, there's excuses. I want 4 rounds of domination, and in that 4th round, I'm going to tell everybody, I'm going to do it now, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to finish him. I'm going to open the door, I'm going to walk him into my traps, and I'm going to take his head clean off his shoulders.
Conor McGregor's shocking transformation and brutal training have fans convinced something huge is coming, while Max Holloway says a Conor rematch means more than UFC gold. Meanwhile, Garry boldly promises to finish Islam Makhachev in round 4. As Conor McGregor has turned heads with his brutal liver shot training, showing explosive power and razor-sharp precision ahead of his long-awaited return. At the same time, his growing involvement in bare-knuckle fighting has fueled speculation that he's preparing for an all-out war. Fans believe this new version of McGregor looks more dangerous, focused, and motivated than he has in years. Adding to that, Chael Sonnen admitted Conor McGregor looks like an absolute beast, but warned that looks alone don't win fights. He argued that moving up in weight isn't about being tougher, it's about discipline, and suggested Conor's heavier frame could be a sign he's no longer training with the same relentless intensity that once made him unstoppable.
He looks fantastic, and when Brian says Conor's saying the right things, a lot of that is to justify this weight class. Look, when a guy doesn't make his weight class, make the weight class that he's had success in, or that you could reasonably rank him in, it's usually from a lack of discipline. It's usually you're just not working hard enough, right? Weight is ultimately just calories in versus calories out. But Conor says, no, I think that this is an example. I think this is what true tough guys do. I don't think you should cut weight. I think you should just weigh what you weigh and get in the cage and fight. And it sounds cool when he says it, but it still is calories in to calories out. I mean, if he's heavier now than he used to be, he's working less hard now.
However, Chael Sonnen didn't hold back, calling Max Holloway one of the toughest and most relentless fighters Conor McGregor could possibly face after a 5-year layoff. He warned that if Conor can't score an early knockout, Holloway's non-stop pressure, brutal body attacks, and endless volume will turn the fight into a nightmare. According to Chael, surviving Max for 5 rounds is one of the hardest tasks in MMA, making this comeback an enormous gamble for McGregor. In his view, the longer the fight lasts, the more it swings heavily in Holloway's favor.
Yeah, when you want to know who the best 55-pounder is, by the way, that's a real argument. Like, we will acknowledge a champion. In this case, we will acknowledge Justin Gaethje. But at 155 pounds, it's a great debate. I mean, you find yourself going, well, if this guy was given the opportunity, or you start playing MMA math. And if you do MMA math, it might be Holloway. I mean, Gaethje's got the belt, but Holloway dominated him. Didn't just finish him, he dominated him for 20 plus minutes to bring Conor McGregor in and put him against the best guy in the world. If you think about it from that perspective, like, this is a massive ask, and every fighter will have a way out. He'll have something he's good at to quit a fight if he needs to. It's generally the rear naked choke that everybody thinks is such a successful technique. That's a cooperation. One guy's had enough, show your back, your opponent will get you out of there. Max doesn't offer that. Max is going to beat you, and he's going to hit you, and then he's going to hit you some more. Then he's going to go to your body, and he's going to wear you down. It's a long, painful evening if you don't have the ability to follow the golden rule, which is to protect yourself at all times. And Conor McGregor, who has been out for almost half a decade, I can't imagine beyond the first round, can follow the rule and protect himself at all times.
Chael Sonnen believes Conor McGregor's only realistic path to victory is a violent first-round knockout. He pointed out that, aside from Ilia Topuria, nobody has ever knocked out Max Holloway, proving just how unbelievably durable he is. Chael says that's what makes this comeback so dangerous. If Conor can't finish Max early, the fight could quickly become a nightmare. Even so, he finds it inspiring that McGregor is chasing this challenge despite no longer needing the money or the fame.
Look, if somebody tells me they think Conor's going to win, what I'm hearing is they think Conor's going to knock him out. And if somebody's telling me they think Conor's going to knock him out, what I'm hearing is they think he's going to do it in the first round. That's probably the most likely way. Like, if Conor does get his hands raised, it's probably going to be quick and it's going to be violent, but he's going against Max, which outside of Ilia Topuria has never been knocked out, never even been knocked down. It's a really tough opponent. And I just bring that back to the part of me, put myself in Conor's shoes, the golden rule. It is inspiring. Like, this guy doesn't need the money. He doesn't need the fame. We talk about him on this program, whether he's fighting or not. We talk about him if he puts something out on social media. He doesn't need this. There's something inside of him that wants this. I can't relate to that. I've never had the level of success he's had, but there's something about this that's pretty cool.
Meanwhile, the Wade concept spoke. The biggest warning sign isn't Conor McGregor's power, it's the body he's bringing into this fight. Compared to his lean and explosive 2020 version, Conor now looks significantly bulkier, and that added muscle could become a dangerous liability once the championship rounds begin. If the gas tank starts fading after round 2, all that extra size may work against him instead of for him. Against a relentless pressure fighter like Max Holloway, one cardio collapse could completely change the outcome of the fight.
This is what concerns me, though. Look at him in 2020. Lean machine at 170 pounds, right? Lean machine. Now, again, he was just building into that weight, so you could say even then he was undersized. But this body looks like it could go 5 rounds. This looks like an absolute juice monster compared to this. Now, again, 6 years later, he's put on a lot of muscle, but I worry about the diminishing returns here. I know it's going to sound like, okay, we're overanalyzing everything, but this is key to how Conor fights. If his glycogen, as Brian Callen would say, his lactic acid builds up and he gets absolutely jacked like this, if he walks into the 3rd round or 2nd round and he looks like this, I'm like, oh, buddy, we're in trouble, because that means he's used a lot of energy and the fight's not over yet. Again, you're seeing a guy that's built into 170 pounds, so maybe he can handle the weight a little more now.
The closer this fight gets, the more serious Conor McGregor's comeback questions become. After 5 years away from the octagon, with a surgically repaired leg, extra muscle, and the inevitable effects of ring rust, he's stepping into one of the toughest return fights imaginable. Every second inside the cage will test whether the old Conor still exists, or if time has finally caught up with him. Against Max Holloway, even the smallest weakness could be exposed under relentless pressure.
And we all know that at 170 pounds, we've seen, Conor, even at 155 pounds, we've seen him get a little fatigued as the rounds go on. I just don't know if current version of Conor, 5 years off, yes, training, and even him, in one of these interviews last week was talking about how Ilia Topuria was not doing the right things in camp, was not having guys put it on him in camp. I hope that's all true. I really do. But the more we get closer to this fight, the more the matchup itself is worrying me more so than just Conor's return at all, because you have a guy that's been off 5 years that I'm sure hasn't trained the majority of that time, at least consistently, for a fight, otherwise. Already some susceptibility with the steel rod in the leg. Obviously, the rust that comes with being out of the cage for 5 years. and this, having to, as he gets older, go up in weight for a guy that's 5'9", like Conor is.
Moving to that, Max Holloway just buried any doubt he doesn't give a damn about chasing another strap right now. He straight up admitted the title can wait because fighting Conor McGregor is the real bag, screaming that McGregor is McGregor, and you'd be stupid as hell not to snatch that money while it's there. Blessed is looking straight at the Notorious and saying, forget legacy for a second. I'm taking the superstar payday that moves the needle more than any belt. Conor, you just got told to your face that you're the bigger check. Now show up July 11th or stay quiet while Max cashes in on your name.
What would you prefer? Would you take the money fight with McGregor or would you take the UFC title fight?
I mean, bro, I feel like the title shot would be there no matter what, you know what I mean? So you got to take the money fight when you can, you know? I think both of it is money fight, but McGregor is McGregor, you know? You'd be stupid as hell not to fight him.
Do you think he could make 55 still, though? That's the question.
I don't know, bro. I mean, you've been seeing him. You've been looking yoked, stacked, so we'll see what happens.
Now shifting to Ian Garry versus Islam Makhachev. Ian Garry just called his shot and left no room for doubt. He's walking into UFC 330 to humiliate the champion. The Future declared he doesn't want some quick knockout with excuses. He wants 4 full rounds of straight domination before he takes Islam's head clean off his shoulders in the 4th. Garry is promising to open the door, walk Makhachev into his traps, and snatch those straps while the world watches the changing of the guard. Islam, your win streak is finished. The Future is coming to Philadelphia to expose you and leave with the gold, no ifs, buts, or maybes.
In my ideal scenario, I want a 4th round finish. I don't want any early knockout, because then there's ifs, buts, maybes, there's excuses. I want 4 rounds of domination, and in that 4th round, I'm going to tell everybody, I'm going to do it now. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to finish it. I'm going to open the door, I'm going to walk him into my traps, and I'm going to take his head clean off his shoulders.
As of now, Daniel Cormier believes Ian Garry is making a dangerous mistake by trying to script the outcome against Islam Makhachev. According to DC, calling for a 4th round knockout against the world's no 1 pound for pound fighter is the wrong mindset because fights at that level never go according to plan. His message is clear. If Garry manages to beat Islam, it won't matter whether it happens in the 1st round, the 5th round, or by decision. The only thing that matters is getting the victory, not chasing a perfect storyline.
A person is misguided in their thoughts, and when they're misguided in their thoughts, they set themselves up for a very, very bad night or a bad result. I'm not saying Ian Garry cannot beat Islam Makhachev. What I'm saying is you got to take that as it comes. You can't try to say, I want to beat the #1 pound fighter in the world in a certain round because I don't want it to be a fluke. If you win, it does not matter how you win. It does not matter how you win.
Bilal Muhammad believes Ian Garry may look smooth and elusive, but cracks are beginning to show in his game. He warned that Garry's biggest weakness is his cardio, and surviving 5 championship rounds against elite competition is a completely different challenge. While Garry's movement and fight IQ make him difficult to deal with, Bilal says top fighters are already figuring him out. Even so, he admitted Ian never stops evolving, making him a dangerous puzzle for anyone, including Islam Makhachev.
Do you feel like Ian's style sort of makes him a little bit underrated, right? Because he's kind of good at everything, but maybe not amazing at one in particular thing that stands out to some fans. Do you feel like he's almost underrated because he's kind of just does enough to win every time?
Yeah, he gives you that, like, there's nothing to fear, right? And then it's like, oh man, it's been 3 rounds already, and he's gotten away so many times. I think obviously his biggest weakness is cardio. So for himself, is trying to fix that, and you got to go 5 rounds. You got to figure out a way to go 5 rounds, especially with your style, where you're not like a finisher like that. You have to be able to push that same pace, push that same running for 5 rounds. So for him, it's just figuring that out. And I think fighters now are starting to see his weaknesses. But like I said, he makes adjustments. He's the guy he's always trying to get better too. So let's see what he does.
In the end, Conor McGregor's intense transformation and training have sparked major comeback hype, but experts warn his size and ring rust could be dangerous against elite pressure like Max Holloway. Max is seen as a nightmare matchup if the fight goes long, with Conor needing an early finish to survive. Meanwhile, Garry is boldly predicting a 4th-round finish over Islam Makhachev, but top analysts say executing that plan is far from easy. And that's everything shaking up the MMA world right now. Conor McGregor looks locked in like never before, but will this new version of the Notorious finally deliver when the cage door closes? Or will Max Holloway expose every weakness after 5 years away? At the same time, Garry is making one of the boldest predictions we've heard against Islam Makhachev, but talking is one thing, surviving the champion is another. The next few weeks could completely reshape the UFC landscape, and we'll be here covering every twist as it happens. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the biggest MMA news and fight updates. Most importantly, let me know your predictions in the comments below. Does Conor McGregor defeat Max Holloway if they finally meet? And can Garry actually shock the world by beating Islam Makhachev? I read every comment, and I'll see you in the next one.